Hey guys, Matt Science here, and today we're back for another episode of Anime vs. Reality. Last episode I forgot to do the editing of the roll call into it, so I had to panic. I panicked and got it all done in like a few hours.
So is everything still in there? Or?
It's in there now.
Okay.
You don't need to do that voice.
Yeah, I got hit in the nuts, so my voice is high.
Oh yeah, Greg is joining us as well. He's gonna be doing a bit more of the note reading this time round.
Because I don't have my glasses, and his eyes are...
Well, my eyes are really good. I can read that perfectly fine.
I can't. That's how messed up my eyes are.
But before we get into episode 3, the episode that we're up to, I've got a few more characters that I've got to cover here.
Alright.
And the first character, obviously, is Momo Soma, who has no voice actor, actually, I think. I think she literally doesn't have a voice actor. She never speaks a line in the whole show.
Yeah.
In both versions. And I think we even see Momo multiple times. Like, we see her once in season 1, then we see her again in season 2 or 3, maybe.
She's a mute.
I don't think she's a mute, though. I don't think her character is mute.
Well, you know what they say? Silence is deadly.
They do say that. I don't know.
Especially about farts. I'm sorry, I had to... That was some forced humour right there.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Much like that.
Oh. Better
Okay.
not.
Next character, just moving right past Momo. Ishiguro Sama, we've met him already. And in this version, he's voiced by Yuichi Nakamura and also Mari Hino. I don't remember when the female voice actor comes in at all. But first up, with Yuichi, he also voices Otaka from Death Billiards, which is the prequel of Death Parade.
I don't think I've seen Death Billiards. I remember Death Parade.
I mentioned it when we talked about Death Parade, but
Yeah.
I couldn't find it, so we couldn't watch it.
Yeah.
Kyohei Dota from Dorora. Guy Susugami from Guilty Crown. Memory Cell from Cells at Work. That's going to be a fun one, because it's all about the human body.
Alright.
Especially down there. And there.
What's your obsession with...
And up there.
What's your obsession with downtown?
Hey, I was just indicating where.
Okay.
It will focus down there.
Okay.
Especially in... it mostly just focuses on that one in Code Black. Because there is a Code Black version.
Mm-hmm.
Which is it's like a gender swap version of the original.
Code White.
No. No. You racist bastard.
How is that racist? The opposite of black is white.
Okay, let me just move on.
But the opposite of down is up.
Yeah. Rin Hojo from Initial D seasons 5 and 6.
I haven't seen them.
That's what we're watching next.
Yeah, we still got we've got to go for 3 seasons of this first.
Yeah.
So it's no rush.
No rush to get to it, except I'm sort of rushing to make sure I've watched it before we even get to it, so then when I take the notes on it, I've watched it at least twice.
Alright.
That's basically what I do. Bruno...
I love that movie.
No. I'm trying to figure out how to say the last name, you dummy. Bucciarati?
What?
It's like Italian name.
Bucciarati.
But yeah, that character's from JoJo Part 5. Kasuke Takahashi from the Initial D movies.
Were they part of the original series, or these?
No, these are the Legend movies.
Okay.
And also Dan from Star Wars Visions.
I don't watch Star Wars Visions.
Neither have I, but the poster for it has Japanese on it.
Oh yeah, they're just trying to appeal to the Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
It's not anime. They're just trying to make their own version of anime, but it's not anime. It's America-May.
Yeah. So moving on to the other voice actor, Mari Hino. She voices Toma from Promised Neverland seasons 1 and 2. Dominic from Promised Neverland season 2 as well. Okpa is like OKPA.
Okpa.
Yeah. From Interspecies Reviewers. That was a fun one,
yeah.
wasn't it? For Mari that I noted.
Ah,
So, the next person I have here is Kana Soba, who we'll find out about. She is voiced by Minami Suda. She also Minami voices Ritsu Takarada, Jun Hatsukawa, and Sho Oma from Guilty Crown. And also Momochi and Arena from Pokemon Best Wishes, which is also known as Black and White. Moving right on to the next person, we got Hattori Soma. I've decided to skip a character in my list because Kazuma Soma appears way later, and I'm trying to sort of keep it in order. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So yeah, Hattori Soma is voiced by Kazuyuki Okitsu. Kazuyuki also voices Kazuki Tomori from Charlotte. Oka Kashima from Danmachi. Regular Mob DT from Interspecies Reviewers. I don't really remember that much of the characters. He's like, that's probably like one of the like very background characters of the show. Jonathan Joestar from JoJo, the first part. Reiji Enda from Prison School and Prison School Mad Wax. That is an actual canon storyline.
Mad Wax.
Yep.
Okay then.
If you've seen you've seen Prison School, right?
You bits and pieces.
Bits
and pieces.
Well, it continues on. It continues on from the ending of Prison School.
Oh, okay.
The Prison School Mad Wax, which is the official title. Because I make sure I find the official titles whenever I talk about them. Saito from Your Lie in April. You were saying something, Krokia?
I was say that's probably just a pun on Mad Max.
Yeah, that's exactly the point. That was the whole pun.
Love Mad Max.
Seishin Mirari from Shiki. Yoshi Asugi from SA Alternative. And Gengao Line. That's the full title.
I've seen Gangeo, but not the alternate one.
You seen SAO, you mean?
Yeah, SAO. I've seen Gangeo as well.
Yeah, that's still part of SAO.
Yeah, but
not alternative.
I haven't seen the alternative one.
It's gonna be good. It's way better than the main show. Because there's no Kirito in that.
How is it better?
It actually has a good character as the main character.
Who? Who is he?
She.
Who is she?
I will not spoil that for you, but considering how different the character is from Kirito, way better. Like, it's in my top 3 of favourite things from SAO.
Alright.
And the other 2 things is Ordinal Scale and Mother's Rosario. Which, in Mother's Rosario, Kirito's not even the main character in that.
Okay then.
Just, you can see why I like it.
I'll have to look these up.
Mother's Rosario is the I think it's either the 5th or the 6th, the story. No, the 4th or the 5th storyline that they make.
Mhm.
It's like part of season 2. Okay. But I better move on to the next character, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
So, the next character I have here is Momiji Soma, who's voiced by Megami Han. I forget if male or female voice actor, because there's a character named Megami in this show that's a male character. You understand how that
Yeah.
can be confusing on understanding that?
Yeah.
You want to look it up on your phone?
My phone's turned off,
Oh, okay.
I can look it up.
Yeah, okay.
so there's no distraction.
So, they also voice Sodalina Salute from SAO Allocation, Haru from Star Wars Visions, and Kaharu from Pokemon Best Wishes, which is black and white again. Coincidence, isn't it?
I think not.
Megumi is a woman.
Megumi Han?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just didn't want to make a mistake in that.
And speaking of woman, Kurokio, what happened to your B-girl background?
My what?
You're a virtual girl.
That time you had the background?
I can turn on my webcam if you want to record that.
Yeah, I miss her.
Yeah, ignore my friend, for he's a pervert. Like Shigure.
You're on the top.
Okay,
Alright, who's next?
I'll do one more character. Kagura Soma, who is voiced by Rie Kugimiya. Miya. She also... So, Rie voices Masako Hara from Ghost Hunt. Annie from JoJo Part 3. Turka Satomi from Major Records Season 1 and 2. Which, Season 2 so far is just like an absolute mess, in my opinion. You'll like this one. Harley Quinn from Ninja Batman.
Harley Quinn, okay, who was...
So, Ninja Batman is an anime.
Yeah, that was... The English version was Tara Strong, I think.
Really?
Yeah, who was a...
Even in Ninja Batman?
Yeah, not the Japanese, non-Japanese, but in English I'm pretty sure it was Tara
Huh.
Strong.
You want to fact check that for us, Krokia?
Because I know Tara Strong, she started voicing Harley Quinn since Arkham City.
Yeah.
Yeah, Arlene
But-
Sorkin was the very first original voice actor for Harley Quinn.
I don't know though
Stopped
if
voicing her after
uh,
Arkham Asylum.
if if Ninja Batman is a Japanese made one or American made one.
In the voice dub, Tara Strong is Harley Quinn.
They called it.
In Ninja Batman?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's also Poison Ivy.
Ooh.
Oh, I didn't know that. I know that
So canonically, if you think about it,
yeah,
Tara's
Yeah.
in a relationship with herself.
yeah. But she doesn't voice Harley Quinn in the Harley Quinn animated series.
Yeah, I know, but I'm making a joke.
Yeah, I know. That's Kaylee Kokoa from the chick that plays Penny in Big Bang Theory.
Because, like, isn't it canon that Harley and Ivy dated at one point?
Oh,
Currently.
yeah, that started off in the comic book and people loved it so much. It's like, yeah, we're gonna keep it.
So, yeah, technically, canonically, Tara dated herself. That'd be weird, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but but that's what they do in the DC show, the Harley Quinn animated series. They get together. It's pretty good. Like the show, I mean.
Okay, I've got a few more roles that Rev played. Tet from No Game No Life and No Game No Life Zero, which is like Tet is like the god of games in that show.
Alright.
Gabriel Miller from SEO Allocation War of Underworld. I do not kid, that is the actual full title of that. Obviously, SEO abbreviated. If I didn't abbreviate, it'd be Sword Art Online Allocation War of Underworld.
That's a mouthful.
And if the character's in part 2, it's also, you got also the part 2 in there. And also, lastly, Sora from Trinity 7.
Alright. I've never played Trinity 7 or seen Trinity 7.
It's an anime, you silly.
It could also be a game. You
No,
never
it's
know.
not a game.
Visual novel, you never know.
Ow, my leg.
You're right.
It's always a visual novel.
Hell, we got Ruby as a visual novel.
Alright, let's do this.
Let's get into episode 3. I need to take a drink quickly.
I'll start.
Go for it.
Alright. The school name was changed to Kaibara High School. Kaibara High School has been teaching students for at least 29 years for it to be the 29th annual cultural festival.
I don't know why they decided to change it from a W to a B.
Maybe it's like a different person's name, but they just spell
Or
it
like a
differently.
different location. Because usually, whenever you're talking about places like schools, they'd be named after a place.
Or a person.
Sometimes, yeah. But it's more likely that it'd be a place.
Yeah.
Yeah, and little ticks there.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Um,
Kyo's just like, let's do some rice ball battles.
Oh yeah, and they're all discussing it, and it's like, no, what happened was, Toru was like, let's do this rice thing, we can have 3 things in the rice, make 3 separate rice balls and add 3 different things. And then those popular girls are like, ha ha ha, that sucks. you're
No, not
popular."
really. They're not really popular girls.
Yeah.
They're just the mean girls.
The mean girls of the fan club. And then while they're making fun of her, the blonde one slams the metal pipe.
I don't think that happens in this version.
Yeah, it does in this version.
Not in the same way as the original,
Yeah.
at least.
Well, she slams the metal pipe on the table and it's like, you can't bring a metal pipe to school.
Hmm.
And then that's when Kyo goes off about the battle for the rice balls.
Yeah.
Alright, what's next? Kurokiya.
Uo says Toru odder than Kyo.
Is being yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Even with how
my
Kyo is being-
grammar at the time, like half the time I'm rushing the notes.
Yeah. But if Uo was saying that about Toru, it's a term of love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Toru's like the oddest character in the whole show at times.
Yeah.
Until we get to the later stuff. There'll be some characters that one up Toru without even trying to. I'm pretty sure we all know which character I'm talking about.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You don't know, Krokia?
At least I
No,
think
I
so.
said yeah. I know who you're talking about.
So Kyo's like, if I could be like Yuki, I would. It's just like, because he's basically jealous of Yuki, and then we find out that later that Yuki is jealous of Kyo.
Because of how confident he is in making friends.
Yeah, like he's not good at the beginning of like being social, but once he calms down, he's like a social magnet.
Yeah.
For more than just cats.
This comes up a lot in the episode where Aya comes to visit.
Who? AMA, yeah.
Yeah, when they're talking about how much Aya looks up to Hattori, they pan the camera to Kyo and Yuki and they say something about how he respects him for the attributes he wishes he had instead of being jealous.
Mm.
And Toru just kind of side eyes Kyo and Yuki.
Speaking of Kyo, Yo just goes out of the way to rile Kyo up into a game of rich man, poor man which we've never played.
No.
We need to look up the rules of Rich Man, Poor Man, and actually get a group of people to play on like one of these episodes.
I'm surprised you haven't looked it up yet.
Well, I don't really have a deck of cards that I can use.
You can use mine.
Are they Uno cards?
Nope, they're just cards, but
Oh.
I also live halfway around the world.
That's the joke he was making, Bailey.
Yeah. Well, you get out your Uno deck, you hit reverse, and you reverse yourself to the other end of the world.
You want to try and read the next point without having to lean all the way over?
No. What point am I? Yuki had to reject another girl, and what she said about him being closed off to other people got to him.
Yeah. He's like... He sees Kyo playing Rich Man, Poor Man with, like, Toru and Hana and Yuo and all them. And he's just like... He's just stands in the doorway. It's just like...
Yeah. And there was that girl that tried to hug him, and he's just like...
Yeah, it holds her by the head. That's the same girl
Yeah.
that says that. I just didn't want to mention that point.
Alright, next up is Toru thinks Kyo's statement of beating Yuki and becoming a fully fledged member of the Soma is him being included in the Zodiac by beating Yuki.
Which isn't possible for it to happen.
He can never beat Yuki.
No, he can never be part of the Zodiac, technically speaking.
Yeah.
Because it's already a perfect system with 12.
Unless he gets a time machine.
No, the only way for it to technically work is if somehow we get a whole extra month. Somehow. Out of nowhere. Or he just gets put on February 29th.
Yeah, just February 29th.
Just every February 29th is his year.
So weird, it's my uncle's birthday.
Hmm?
February 29th. Once every 4 years.
So how old will he be then?
I don't know, like he's been alive for 40 something years, but I guess he'd be like legally in his 20s. Or maybe a little
That's
bit.
not-
No, it's every 4 years, so he'll only be in like his teenage years, technically.
Ah, okay.
Probably even not even a teenager yet.
Lucky guy.
It's like, I get to be younger for longer.
Like 11 or 12.
Well, Toru gets lost in a thought about Yuki and falls down the stairs in her workplace.
At which he's just like, thinking and walking downstairs is a bad combo. And then we get introduced to Momoji in this next scene. And his first thing to do is speak German to her.
And then she's like, oh no, I don't speak English. No English here.
Why? Why is that the joke, though?
Yeah, and then he kisses Toru, and Toru's like, oh,
And she's just out of there.
she runs, and he's like, oh, look, it's the 29th festival.
Yeah.
I guess
Like,
I'll see
she-
you there
A
again.
poster fell out of the bag. That's how he got it. But yeah, I
That is
also...
not how the meeting went in the original series.
Nah. I think
This scene wasn't even in the original series.
Hmm?
What?
They didn't even see Momiji until the festival.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I also took the time to translate the lines Moji says in this scene. And he says, look there, how fortunate. And like, nice to meet you, and very pretty.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you translate them.
Well, it was short lines, not whole bits of dialogue.
Okay.
Although, if it's a whole bit of dialogue, I'll probably have to translate it, won't I?
Yeah.
If it's a whole bunch of dialogue, it's probably already available online. So we can just look it up.
Mm. Hold on, I just gotta... So yeah, so Toru's run outside and Yuki's way to get there for her. And then we got the scene of the two drunk guys walking past and they push Toru and Yuki.
it's like-
Remember that?
Yeah. They weren't drug guys. They were drunk, weren't they?
Yeah.
I thought you said
Both
drug
versions,
guys.
they were both drunk
It's like,
in both versions.
quit that romancing stuff. If you want to do
You
that,
get a room,
yeah, get a room.
and then Toru gets pushed into Yuki, and he transforms into a rat. And this,
Well-
I'm amazed this secret is not out because there is literally a train that we see go past.
Yeah, I guess they're too busy. People are too busy on their phones to ever realize.
It's either
And
they're
the
too
guys-
busy on their phones, or somehow these trains are still running even though there's no one on them. Like,
The guys that pushed them were both drunk, so they can just believe it's the alcohol.
yeah, but the train that goes past, anyone looking out that window would just be like, what? What the hell did I just see?
And it's like, oh, it must have been my imagination.
It's
like-
it's
like
just
in-
like everyone on the train just turns out to be drunk. Even the driver.
It's like in Skyrim when you shoot a guy in the head with a bow and arrow, but he's still alive, and he comes out. What? Who's there? And a few seconds later, it's like he's got the arrow in his head. Nothing. Must have just been my imagination.
Yeah. Although, if you're good enough, you can kill them with that one shot.
Yeah.
Which I pride myself on being able to do whenever I have a bow and arrow.
You can get the new Skyrim edition. It's the same thing, but
But
better.
again,
I think I get some more water. I'll be back.
yeah. So yeah, as I mentioned earlier, we find out that Yuki wishes he could be like Kyo, and because he's able to have normal interactions with people.
Normal, like turning into a cat.
Yeah, that seems pretty normal, doesn't it? Like,
Everyone on the train, it does.
well, for Yuki, it was a rat, not a cat.
Still just normal.
Yeah, it's
normal.
just like, a person transforms into an animal in front of my eyes. Normal, everyday thing.
That's a subway for you.
Go for it.
Alright, you want one?
No, thank you. He's grabbing the bread roll for himself, so won't be talking for a bit more. But yeah, we also find out from Yuki that he's only being kind to people, to girls, just so girls like him.
Is there any other reason to be kind than just for people to like you? I mean, that's pretty basic.
But
Tears of joy.
he sees it as himself being selfish.
So he's like Toru in that way, if you think about it.
How so?
Well, they both kind of get emotional around other people, but unlike Toru, it's like he kind of pushes the people away, and Toru is like, nah, let's all be friends.
Just knows the next point.
What's
I think this one's for Bailey.
Go for it, Bailey.
Once again, I think Toru saw Yuki's dick.
Yes,
that's right.
He transforms into his rat form at one point. I forget exactly when it
I found it
was.
weird how he was walking on two legs in his rat form.
Well, yeah, that is a bit odd.
Did that happen in the original series?
It did.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I just don't remember it.
Like, rats can sit on their backsides and stuff like that.
Mm.
And they are able to stand up on 2 feet, so it's not that much of a stretch for a rat to be able to walk.
And they
Bit
have,
fell in your mouth, by the way.
and they have a collapsible vertebrae.
Rats are also known for standing on people's heads and using their hair to control them like a robot, and then cooking world-class dishes in a French restaurant.
Yeah.
That's a great movie.
Yeah.
And it sucks when you realize the lifespan of a rat. So really, the rat, Remy, only has about 3 years to live.
Jeez.
Talk about depressing movie.
And
the
Yuki,
the mime guy from Incredibles is in that as well.
Oh, hold on.
Not the mime guy, sorry. Bon Voyage from the first Incredibles movies before the heroes are outlawed.
Mm.
He left his life of crime behind and became a mime.
But yeah, it's the whole point of the whole dick thing is just because in the original, Toru kept freaking out because the characters, the male characters, would transform into humans again right in front of her, and she was like, ah! Like a lot of times. So I'm pretty sure she saw a bit of dick in the original, and probably a bit more like Yuki's at least so far in this one.
Alright.
Although, considering a joke that comes later, I just thought, hang on, do all the characters have the same thing going on down low with their pubic hairs?
Okay, I know what you're talking about now.
Hatsuharu
Oh god.
with the bathroom joke?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm sure they do.
So yeah,
Us-
we got another typhoon that just happens to happen in the story.
Yeah. And then the guy, Rat Boy's like, oh no.
We gotta
My
protect.
vegetables.
Yeah, we gotta protect the vegetable garden.
How was he gonna put that tarp down all by himself with how bad the weather was? Because Tora's like, I'll help you. And I like that scene where they're just talking.
Yeah.
And they're just standing completely still in the rain.
And
it-
top's just like.
It's just the animation of it all. It's like they're not even shivering or anything. They're standing still, just like talking casually,
Yeah.
like you would if you're standing in the sun talking to someone. Did you ever notice that?
Yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing that happens a lot in rainy scenes on anime.
Yeah.
I'm pouring myself some more water.
It's like they're all impervious to the cold. So Toro helps Rat Boy lay out the tarp, and they have to hammer in some nails to keep the tarp from blowing away.
And to protect the garden.
Yeah.
But also, to note, in the timeline of the show, that's the second typhoon in the space of 2 weeks in the timeline.
Judgment Day is coming, my friends.
And which also makes sense because the typhoon season of Japan is July to October.
Yeah.
Which September falls right in the middle of.
Who the hell names these hurricanes and storms anyway? Like
I don't know.
Hurricane Katrina. I tell you what.
More like Hurricane Tortilla.
What? I tell you, but if I ever got to name a storm, I'd name it Cortana.
From Halo.
Yes, it'd be like, oh my god, it's Cortana! Because Cortana's evil now in the Halo series. So it'd be like, Cortana! Cortana! No! My shop is
do you want to know
destroyed."
something about 2020 though?
What?
Related to typhoons?
What?
Somehow Japan got no typhoons
Lucky,
that whole year. Well,
lucky Japan.
well, you gotta consider the world was in the absolute panic stage in 2020.
Maybe they're having a good year.
It's just like the world's just like, we don't need to punish you anymore. You've already got a disease in in the whole world.
Yeah.
We'll lay off you, Japan.
God's like, okay, I'll show mercy this time.
God was in lockdown.
Okay, so where are we now?
So
Thing-
you go, Cricket.
Things I do not believe at all that no one has ever told Toru how kind she is.
Yeah, so she's literally like, again, that same scene. No one has ever told Toru how kind she is.
And it's like, that's bullcrap.
Yeah, it has to have happened with Hana, Yuo,
Her mother, her grandfather.
Yeah, there are so many characters. They could have told her that at one point, and yet somehow no one. Just no one at all. That does not make sense at all, doesn't it?
No.
Craighead, does that make sense?
Lazy writing.
Yeah. Like, we even get a flashback to Kyoko telling young Toru how it's easy to understand desire, but hard to understand kindness.
Yeah. But what if someone has a desire for kindness? That's a mind thing,
Yeah.
isn't it?
That's a bone fuck right there.
Alright.
Well, it's just the fact that it can appear phony.
Yeah.
So that's where your point of the desire for kindness could fall apart, because it might not be true. So yeah, we'd find out Kyoko told Toru to just believe in people and not doubt them.
Yeah.
A bit of a dangerous sport pattern to have, because what if you encounter Hitler? I shouldn't go there, but I just figured worst case scenario.
You can't say the H word on YouTube. You
Hold.
have to say Heifler.
You'll say something?
Howard? The H word. Is it Hubert?
To be honest, I don't really care if it gets copyrighted. We literally, later on, we're going to be talking about anime called Monster, which takes place during World War II. So, it's going to be unavoidable in the future. Although, it doesn't even focus on the whole war. Focuses on something completely different. So,
Where are we now?
we might skip that one point. Should we?
Kurkia?
Okay, should we skip that one point?
It's a little bit out of order.
Well, I tried to put in order as best I can, but a lot of the points that I write they feel more like I was writing a sin list, which is sort of how I write anyway.
We can skip that one then.
But yes, so we find out that Kyo already knows about Yuki's farm, no matter how private he tries to make it.
Yeah, 'cause she likes sticking her nose where it doesn't belong.
No, Kyo, not Toru.
Oh, sorry. Yes, Kyo, sorry. Kyo knows because he's keeping a watch on him. He's like, how can I beat this guy? I must learn his
Yeah.
secret fighting style.
So, okay, this next point is an interesting one, because Kyo Kyo walks in on Toru making rice balls, and turns out it's a leek rice ball. Except later on in the same scene, he mentions chives.
Are chives and leeks the same thing?
No, they are completely different.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
They're not cousins or anything?
No.
In the English version, they only say chives. They don't say leeks at all.
Well, it's said in the it's in the subtitles, so I'm pretty sure it might have been a typo, but
Oh, they're not even trying over there. They're Funimation.
I could even watch this on Funimation because I don't have access to the Japanese version on Funimation because I have to wait until later this month just to be able to watch the Japanese version. How dumb is that?
Well, the side I was on, I was watching the Japanese version.
Mm.
You want the link?
Nah.
I'm
I already
watching
paid
it
for
on.
premium for Funimation. I might as well deal with it.
Uh,
So yeah, Kyo questions Toru about where her ideas just come from and why she used pickled plums for her analogy.
yeah, everybody has a pickled plum on the inside of their back.
Yeah. Why plums?
I have no idea. She's a bit of a plum herself. And so then this is this episode 4 on now?
We're not up to episode 4 yet. We can skip that point. So yeah, the point below the one that Krokia's on.
Yuki blocks Kyo's rose
Nose.
nose and forces Kyo to eat elite tribe. It's Elite Tribe's rice ball.
Like, I just put it like that because they couldn't settle on leeks or chives.
Oh yeah, and he holds him in his nose
He's
and
like-
makes him eat it. Like, oh. He's like, and he can't break free.
So yeah, Toru creates a weird scene of Yuki and Kyo somehow becoming friends.
Oh yeah, it's like, I always respected you, you know? It was like that weird little, it wasn't a
Yeah.
flashback, but it was
It was like a flash forward almost.
yeah, let's be friends, yeah.
Let's be friends.
Yeah, gonna go like that.
Yeah. No, that's not how it works. Though.
So...
We need a side series that's all just Toru's imagination.
Well, we are technically getting a side series, like a spin-off show for Fruits Basket in the future, where it's Toru's parents actually.
What?
Yeah. We actually get to. They're gonna be alive as
How?
well.
They died.
Prequel. Prequel spin-off.
Okay. So,
Yeah, and then Kagura shows up.
to
at the
meet
door.
Kyo, and that's the end of episode 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then this brings us to episode 4. And
And Kagura's just like crying her eyes out. It's the fact that Kyo was gone for 4 months and
Oh, so
did
that-
not respond to her at all.
and Toru doesn't know what's going on. He's like, oh no, that's a strange lady. She's clearly insane. We need to send her away.
Well, Toru was the first one that saw her. She was at the door.
Yeah, but then she barged away in. Toru's like, no, this is a strange lady. Can't come in.
No, she's not like that. She's just caught off guard.
Yeah.
Mostly.
And so then Kyo's like, and you think she's gonna go hug Kyo,
And then,
She's-
whoa!
punches him in the face.
Punches him clean through the doors.
Yeah, the wooden
Paper
door
doors.
ones. Yeah, I don't know what they call it.
They're paper doors. I looked it up, but I forgot what they were. Do you know, Krokia?
No, sorry.
But yeah, and then like Kagura's just beating up Kyo and like grabs his leg and just starts spinning him over her head.
And she spins him so fast that she has lift off.
Yeah, which is like that one scene alone has given me I wanted to figure out the physics of it, and would Kagura actually be able to fly with Kyo?
Why don't you?
Well, I don't know the aerodynamics of a human being spun like a helicopter blade.
Oh yeah.
And I'm pretty sure no one's done that type of research. That is a very unique area of research.
Probably.
Which feels like it should be up my alley, because I've done the most weirdest research out there, haven't I?
Yeah.
You might be able to find that from research on human cannonballs.
Maybe. But that's more of a projection thing, not a spin.
That's true.
Like, maybe, like trapezist? Like
Maybe.
the ones that swing on the bars and stuff like that.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But again, that's not in like a horizontal, that's more vertical rotation.
Well, I don't think that you'd get lift, but it's pretty impressive that she can just pick him up and spin him around.
Well, Kagura is actually lighter than Kyo, so there's that factor in of itself. Because I think Kyo's like 56 kilos and Kagura is 51.
You never underestimate the power of a woman scorned.
But yeah, it's also giving me an idea for a video that I want to do of like a meme video of like anime can teach you so much stuff, and then it's just like the physics.
Ah, yeah.
And it's like it's that scene because it's not realistic that would happen, but it's still like realistic in the physics.
It's still funny.
Yeah. But yeah, I literally in the notes I'm like, how much like force or lift or RPM would it take for Kagura to fly? But there's also the factor I would have to consider weight.
Well, you already know that she's like 51.
Yeah. Well, I have to factor in Kyo's weight because he's getting spun.
Yeah.
Right.
She rocked him like a hurricane.
And then jumped on him.
Crushed his bones.
But, and then after the epic beating of Kyo,
Are you okay, Kyo?
she doesn't
Who
even realize
did
she's the
this to
one
you?
that did it. She's like, who did this to you? You did, Kagura. You did it.
Yeah.
That's just so. And then we get so everything's calmed down at that point, and then get the scene of like a different version of the scene when Kagura and Kyo are kids, and like in the original, Kagura was threatening to crush Kyo with a rock to be like, "You're gonna be with me forever," basically.
Together forever.
But
Oh, these kitchen knives.
in the
Going through your eyes.
2019 version, it gets swaps for two knives.
Yeah.
And she's not even really threatening him, but I feel like she'd be fast enough to just be like, just throat slit right there and then.
And then she asks, like, remember, and she's talking to Toru later,
Yeah.
and she's like, I absolutely just love Kyo, even in his true form. And Kyo
Oh,
picks
yeah.
her up.
Yeah, that's a point further down. Like, we find out that there's only 3 girls in the whole Zodiac.
I was like, yeah.
In this version of the Chinese Zodiac, though. Because there's been multiple versions. So we've met Kagura so far, who is one of them.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be meeting... we also meet Kisa later on. And then we don't know the third one yet. But we technically meet her at the end of season 1. And the story focuses more on her in the second season.
I haven't watched the second season.
I already know all the stuff that happens.
Well,
Including the big twist at the very end.
Of what
Have
season?
either of you read the manga?
No.
No.
Well, this 2019 version is doing basically everything from the manga.
Yeah.
I
But
was
think
wondering
there might be
about
some
the.
differences still.
I was wondering about the rock and the knives. Which one was in the manga?
Which one was what?
Which one was in the manga?
The
I don't
rocks and
know.
the knives when she's
Neither.
threatening him.
I feel like it would have been the Rock, because like knives makes her look way more of a yandere compared to the Rock. The Rock makes her look like just like a violent person. But as soon as you introduce knives to the equation, you got a yandere situation going down.
She's crazy either way.
Oh, let's go use the toilet. I'll be back.
Yeah, you go and do that. So yeah, Kagura is like reacting in her reaction to Kyo covering her mouth to prevent her from talking about his true form is basically uppercut him right into the koi pond, which has happened to him twice now in like the space of a few episodes. Because like when Yuki kicked him in the face, he went flying into the koi pond in episode 2. He's like his landing spot is attracted to that exact spot, isn't it?
Must be magnets.
If you can't explain anything, it's magnets.
Duct tape explains it all. This is another thing I'd like to know the physics of.
What?
How hard Yuki and Kagura hit Kyo.
To fly the distances they does?
Yeah.
Well, you gotta remember with Kagura, his flight has to be a lot more lateral as to not break anything in the house.
True.
So she's probably applying a lot more force than Yuki in that moment.
Shigure appreciates that.
He's like, at least nothing got broken.
At least nothing in the house got broken. Maybe a couple bones.
Oh, don't worry, stuff will get broken soon again. So, again, with the bracelet comes up a lot sooner, and because we find out that he never takes off the bracelet, even when he's having a shower, which is not the oddest thing ever to do.
Especially if it's magic.
Yeah, it's just like forgets that he needs to keep it on that one time and goes for a shower, and then just destroys the whole shower in the house. That would just be funny to see. It's just like Kyo forgot to keep his bracelet on and just transforms in the middle of the house.
Oops.
Oopsies. So yeah, more displays of Kagura's strength. She's able to knock Kyo out with a single shove. Because she's just like, he's just standing right next to her, and she just shoves him in the head. Like he's sitting on the ground, I think, isn't he? But
I don't remember where he was sitting.
She's just like, and just completely destroys him with one push. Which, again, is just a ridiculous display of strength. So yeah, Kagura's like, I'll make dinner. And she used everything in the fridge to make a big dinner.
And boy, was the dinner big. It was like a feast.
It was the whole table. The whole table was covered.
You could fit the whole Zodiac family there and just feed them all. But then,
including Akito.
Yeah. But then tragedy struck.
Oh yeah, when Kagura's like, oh, go get Kyo and bring him down. She did bring him down, just not the way everyone expected.
And slammed right into the table.
So yeah, so apparently Kyo's room is above the dining room.
And so she hit him so hard he smashed through the floor.
The floor of his room got destroyed. The roof of the dining room got destroyed. The light got destroyed because it was directly above the light.
And Kyo's body slams into the dinner table.
And food just goes everywhere.
And I forget who the guy is. He's like, oh no, my house.
Shigure,
that's it.
He's like, he's
Oh,
crying because he's just
My,
like, what?
My beautiful house.
Why did you do this to my house? And then, like, I think Kagura even pushes him into TV as well.
Yeah.
Oh no, when she goes to leave, yeah.
So then, Toru's like, yeah, it's okay. I'll go get some more food.
But Kagura's like, no, I'll go and get it.
So they go shopping. They go to get more food, and oh no.
So Kagura forgot her bag, which had a wallet.
But Toru's like, it's okay.
Well,
I'll pay.
Toru, I think, just followed her. And it's just like, I've got ya.
Yeah. And so then, as they're walking back,
They have a conversation about, like...
Toru, it's like, Toru, do you like Kyo? He's like, oh,
as a
what?
fan.
Yeah, it's like, I'm a fan, you know?
I'm a fan of the cat.
Yes, the cat is my favorite zodiac sign.
Because earlier, Shure just let Kagura loose on Toru by saying that Toru likes the cat.
Yeah.
He's like, Toru, your favorite zodiac is the cat, right? And Kagura hears that, and she's just like, what, a rival?
Yeah, it's like, no, I promise you, it's strictly platonic. She should have said that.
I don't want to spoil stuff.
If Toru said, no, it's strictly platonic, then maybe Kagami could have been like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm not going to have a hissy fit, because I know there's nothing going on.
So when the girls get back, they've seen that they've just repaired the floor, like the roof of the dining room and the table with tape.
Yeah.
Except in the next episode, it's perfectly fine.
Well, what can I say? They work quick. You looking for a carpenter or anything like that?
It's the fact.
Give them a call.
It's the fact that they got the exact same table and the exact same TV.
Maybe they have them stored. Maybe they bought them in bulk and had them stored away somewhere.
Where?
I don't know. So when the time comes, they can just collect it.
Just somewhere in the city.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a storage unit or something.
Maybe. That makes way too much sense.
So the next morning after that, Kagami's like, well, it's been fun, but I gotta go.
Well, we skipped over the fact that, like, Kagura's first introduction to Kyo was the drawing of a fried egg.
Oh, yeah.
And so she actually makes him a fried egg and puts it on his dinner.
Yeah.
At which he's like, he notices that she did that, and because it's like, he's like, that's how we first met, sort of realization.
Yeah.
And also, you skipped over the part where Toru's like, right hand jab.
Oh, yeah.
It does left hand.
And he's like, I know a little bit about boxing.
Yeah, she does.
Oh,
That's
probably a
martial
mistake.
arts,
It's probably a
not
mistake
boxing.
on the dub's part.
No, it's even in the Japanese version.
Oh, okay.
So I think it's actually
It's
a
like-
mistake on the animation.
And so she uses her left hand. It's like right hand jab.
But even if it is a mistake on the animation team, it actually works for her character. Because it's like, part of her thing is not being that bright.
Yeah, and Kyo's like, you're an idiot.
Like, literally, her stereotype is a Bakadere.
What the hell's a Bakadere?
Basically, someone that's not bright.
Not even gullible?
I don't know my types that well, but we're going to be doing an episode in the future where we talk about the stereotypes. And, like, categorizing characters. Get up here.
Oh, I like it down here.
If you like it down there, get ready.
Oh, no. Yeah. Alright, so where are we up to next?
So yeah, Kagura like gives him the old shoulder charge after he blocks her, and the TV right into the TV, which just breaks in half, including the frame.
Yeah, but then after that,
And then it explodes.
Yeah. And then after that, she's saying goodbye. Kagami is saying goodbye to
Kagura.
Toru. Kagura is saying goodbye to Toru and the others. And
Yeah, and she's gone punching through the door to get out as fast as
Yeah.
possible, and crashes right into the mailman.
Oh yeah, and the mailman, he like triggers her.
Transformation.
Yeah, but then you see what's his name.
Yuki.
Yuki's like dazzling, sparkling. He's like,
and perfect
"Hey,
face block as
what's
well.
up? Thanks for delivering the mail." And you see the mailman just like flying back like that. It's like, "Thank you." Why is he saying thank you?
I don't know.
Because he got to witness such
No.
beauty.
No, I think it's just because he got there, so he forgot. So I don't know.
Or it could have been like, here, let me give you a little boost so you can finish your route faster.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But yeah, so yeah, Dora's like, she's a ball. It's like, I don't think it counts when the animal is revealed.
Yeah. So I knew I would figure it out eventually.
And then, like, we see Tora at the school, I think the school library, because there's a teacher that runs in to say she's got a phone call.
Yeah, it's like from her grandfather.
And the grandfather's like, the renovations are completed.
Yeah, so you get out of that godforsaken animal shack and you come home. Okay, he doesn't say that, but you know.
He's
what I
just
mean.
like, you can come back home.
And that's the end of episode.
Hey, no,
It's not.
no, we might be able to squeeze in one episode.
No, I mean, but that was the end of.
Oh yeah, episode 4.
Yeah. That was the end
I
of
thought you were
episode
saying the end
4.
of the podcast.
No, that was the end of the episode. So,
Just the way you were saying that made me think, are you trying to get it out of this?
no, so with episode 5, they're all at the dining table, and Tora's like hesitant at first, but you know she has to tell them. So she's like, my grandfather got the place renovated.
Well, the outside is not complete.
Yeah, but the inside is, so she can go live at her place, and everyone's like,
She can
"Oh."
finally move back home.
And everyone's like, oh. I was like, and what do you want, Toru? And Toru goes, what do I want? I want to go and make some breakfast. Because she's kind of just avoiding the whole situation, you know?
Does she actually say that?
No, but she's like, later's like, oh, I'm gonna go make some food in the kitchen.
Hmm.
But you can see, like, she's kind of just avoiding the situation.
Yeah.
You want to add anything, Kurokia?
Right here? Oh no, we've lost him.
Yeah.
I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear.
Yeah, we can hear.
Okay, I could hear you all right. So
Yes, we lost you for a moment there.
Is there anything you want to add?
no.
Alright.
Well, the first point that I have written there for episode 5 is the whole, like, replacement table and the TV.
Yeah.
Because, like, just having, like, those in storage or something like that, easily explainable.
Yeah.
And even the light is easily explainable. But what about all the wires and stuff like that that they would have to repair?
I don't know.
How the hell do they get that repaired in, like, a short amount of time?
Well, they get Rat Boy. They teach Rat Boy electronics, so that way he can squeeze through the cracks and fix them.
Let's just hope
Just
in that
electrical
moment,
wiring.
if he decides to do that, he doesn't transform back and just the walls just get destroyed with his transformation. Either
They already
that or Yuki dies.
Those walls will
Oof.
crush him.
Yeah, it's just
They already have their own doctor, so I guess they have their own electrician. They
maybe.
did say in the other series they said that they're getting money from the main house.
Yeah. But yeah, in this episode we end up in a flashback just out of nowhere.
When we see
okay then?
when we see Toru with her mum. And it's
Yeah.
like, Toru, you're sick, you shouldn't be cleaning.
Oh wait, no, she shouldn't be cooking. She's cooking.
Sorry, she shouldn't be cooking, not cleaning.
But Toru's just like, I'm well enough to do this.
And it's like, that's it. You're grounded. How dare you talk back to your mother like that? Okay, no, that's not what happens, but...
Kyoko is just like, oh, you're too good. You're too good to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, so before Toru leaves to return to her grandfather's house, she gives a rundown of what's in the fridge to the boys and like what they need to go and get as well.
Yeah.
And also that the non-burnable trash day changed recently.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't do research into the fact that they have a burnable trash day and a non-burnable trash day.
Yeah, America can learn a thing or two from them.
They don't have a burnable trash day. They just burn their own trash.
Really?
Yeah, it smells terrible.
That is an interesting thing, though.
Yeah.
It's like, so they have like multiple different things for trash.
Yeah, based off their zodiac signs.
No,
Yeah, but trash, like, have you seen their food?
no, I'm just talking about trash in general. You silly.
I thought you were talking about them, and I was like,
No,
yeah, they
we're
got...
talking about the fact that like there's a non-burnable trash day, and then they also have just trash that they burn. I wonder if they use it for like fires,
Maybe.
because like that would sort of make sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't live in Japan. I lived in the Philippines, but it's pretty similar. We just burned it whenever we had too much trash.
Well, I feel like Japan might be a slightly different situation.
Yeah, they're more organized. I guess
Yeah.
they're more they're like really really neat in their stores, and like the airport is spotless.
Well, they might have a place where they take all the burnable trash and burn it.
Was it this burning place you went to? Was it like in the Vikings where, you know, when a person dies and they put them in the boat with their possessions, sail them off to sea, and then fire arrows at the boat to burn it? So they
I
No.
don't think so.
It was just the
But
backyard.
instead of the Vikings and their possessions, it's just trash. And you're sailing it off to the boat. You're having a little memorial, and then you fire arrows to set the
No,
rubbish in the boat on fire. And you sink.
that's how you kill fish right there.
Okay.
Unless you're doing it in a lake.
Then you
Which
drown
still
it.
might be a way of killing fish.
If you're in the lake with a fish, you have to drown it. See what I did there?
What?
I said if you're in a lake and you have a fish, you have to drown it.
Drown it by taking it above the surface.
Yeah, I know, just holding it down in the water. Just, why won't you drown already?
So in this version of Fruits Basket, rather than Tori telling the story of the Fruit Basket game to someone, she just recalls it as a memory.
Yeah.
Which I feel like is just it's a dumb way of shoehorning it in. They needed it to be the same.
Yeah.
Like they needed her to be telling another character of this story. And then both Yuki and Kyo just reflect on their interactions with Toru. So this show is going to be like Initial D is king of flashbacks, and Fruits Basket is the queen of repeated flashbacks constantly.
Yeah, that's strong contender for Initial D.
Yeah. Well, we could just have a king and a queen. That's why I said queen.
Yeah. That means that this is better because the queen is more powerful than the king.
Not all the time.
Some of the time.
Most of the time, the king is the more powerful one.
Mm-hmm.
But I say repeated flashbacks because there's a lot more repeated ones in Fruits Basket 2019.
Did that annoy you at all?
What?
That they were the same flashbacks?
Yeah, it annoyed me a little bit.
Well, sometimes you remember the same thing.
Well, it's just the fact that it's more than just once that they do it in the show. They do it like multiple times.
Alright, so Toru's cousin is at her grandfather's place.
And she's annoyed at having to share her room with Toru.
It was
Even
Toru's.
Yeah, it was Toru's
Yeah.
room in the first place. Until she moved out.
Toru should have just taught her some manners. Taking out the belt and just.
Damn.
Toru's cousin racks discipline.
Well, racks discipline or lacks discipline?
She racks discipline. See it on South Park? Eric's son. You will rack discipline.
Okay, so... And Toru's aunt finds out that Toru is living at a man's house, and she's like thinking she was getting it down and dirty.
But it turns out.
Well, I don't know how that would even happen. Again, going back to what we talked about last episode.
Yeah.
With the whole push-up
Yeah, but it turns out it was one big misunderstanding.
So yeah, but yeah, Toru's grandfather is just walks up to the uncle and just goes, just slaps him across the face.
I don't want to share a bed with Toru. I don't wanna. You get rid of her or I'm going.
Also, Toru's cousin is just comments and it's just like, wow, you're a living girlfriend?
Yeah.
It's like, that is so wrong. Just like, jumping to conclusions can sound absolutely wrong, can it?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, they're basically like, they're being entitled people, and they're like, you have to tell us if you've done something criminal.
Yeah, because
Like
entitled
anything.
people, an entitled person is a spoiled person.
No, the reason why is that her aunt's son is trying to become a police officer. Does it really matter if someone in your family did a criminal act? Like, even if you didn't even know this person did a criminal act, like, that shouldn't discredit this person from being a police officer.
Yeah, people can change.
It's not even that. It's just like, he could, like, Zora could have been the same. The aunt's son could have been the same and all that.
Toru would have been the same.
It's just like, Toru, like, even if Toru was a living girlfriend, it has no impact on the aunt's son at all, doesn't
yeah.
it?
I guess, from a certain point of view.
Because it's like, if he's going to overreact to that sort of thing, then no, he shouldn't be a police officer. You understand what I mean by that?
Yeah.
Do you, Krakow?
It might affect his chances of being a police officer. I think.
Well, yeah, Japan is a lot more strict on stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I don't think that sort of thing should affect anyone's chances.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like, especially if the person didn't even know what was going on. These topics are weird, aren't they?
Yeah.
So,
It's a weird anime.
Mm-hmm. So... So, and then Yuki and Kyo show up to take Toru home, and we get a flashback, sort of? Like, we go back a bit.
To the future.
No, we go back to when Yuki and Kyo, like, talking about Toru going to her grandfather's house, and they're like, we need to go and get her back.
Yeah.
Like, Yuki's... He tried to be sneaky with taking the address and going, but Shigure saw.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't even need to see to know.
You can't get nothing past Shigure.
Like,
Most of the
I don't know
time.
why Yuki thought just slipping it off the table was sneaking. Because the moment Shigure looks down, he would have seen it was gone.
Yeah.
It's just like, should have just walked, grabbed it, and walked. And then Kyo's just like trying to catch up to him. And it's like he's sprinting like mad after Yuki, and I think Yuki like punches him in the face or the gut.
I think it's the face.
Like, yeah, but yeah, like Yuki just like straight up just completely stops.
Yeah.
Like Kyo in his chase of him. So, and now they're just like wandering around the block trying to find Toru's house. And then and Yuki's just like, hold on. She said the house wasn't complete on the outside.
So how could it be complete on the inside?
Well, they've done all the interior decoration, and then they're like, we can let you back in now, and we can complete the exterior decoration later.
On the morrow.
Like, while you're in the house.
Yeah.
But yeah. So they find the house, and they're like peeking in through like the side door, because they knocked on the front door and no one answers. So they're peeking in. They peek in from the side door and they're like, they're just watching the whole scene that we just saw play out.
Yeah.
And then they commit breaking and entering to take Toru back to their house. You okay there?
Yeah.
The door was open.
It's still technically breaking and entering if you enter someone's house without permission.
Yeah. They can't do nothing unless you're caught.
But yeah, Toru's uncle is just like thinking Yuki's a girl though.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, so Yuki's response is to the forehead.
So you silly girl.
Just like,
Ding. Ding.
yeah. Except Yuki's flick is just like a gunshot of pain.
Like flicking a marble. Bing.
But yeah, and like Yuki's like, you haven't earned the right of calling Toru-chan.
Yeah.
Because of how rude he's being. And then the uncle realizes that Yuki's a guy. And he's like, even after they leave the scene and all that, he's still on that mental thought of like, Yuki's a boy.
Like, I'm not a boy, I'm a girl. Yes, you are a boy.
But there's also the fact that he also said, what a babe, when he first saw Yuki.
Oh,
So I'm
yeah.
like, did Toru's uncle want to do Yuki?
Goddamn traps.
Oh yeah, but it was just hilarious how it's like still in the thought process of that, and it's just like when you're thinking that and you've said what a babe when you first saw Yuki,
Yeah.
you're just like, the worst case scenario is that he was thinking about getting it in there.
That reminds you of the, I was watching this guy is playing like Mortal Kombat, and he sees his character's ass, is like, oh, she's pretty thick, who's this? It's Frost or something, and it turns out it's a guy. And then he's just like, oh, no.
Oh my god.
Sometimes the booty lies.
But yeah, so Shigure is standing at the front door. She's just like, well done! You
On-
managed to capture the princess and bring her back to the castle.
Yay, encore, encore.
But yeah, so, like, Oh yeah, Yuki did kick Kyo in the face earlier.
Oh,
It was the punch.
it was a kick. Okay.
But yeah. So yeah, Toru thinks of the Somas as her new family.
Yay!
Yay! Stockholm Syndrome!
That's not Stockholm syndrome.
I know, I'm making a joke.
No, it's more like reverse Stockholm syndrome because she can't live
Bailey.
without them.
I'm making a joke because of what Shigure said earlier.
I know, as am I.
Do we have enough time to do one more episode of the show?
No, it's already 3:39.
Well, you haven't. Oh yeah, I should probably end it here.
Yeah.
We only got through 3 episodes though, that's the thing.
Next week it will be 4.
Next week will be 4, and then it'll be 5, and then it'll be 6, and then 7, and 8.
We should do that. We should try doing that.
No, that would just take forever.
How would that take forever?
Nah, it's only just taking long because of the roll call stuff.
Yeah.
Once I get through all those, we'll just be like, we could sail.
Alright.
But we're going to end this episode here for today. Links will be in the description to both of Bailey's channels or pages.
Yeah, which is my YouTube channel's now at 7,300. I got subs.
Mine's at 125.
You know, I'm letting people know.
How much you're at?
No, your channel. I'm putting posts. So I got to post when I get back. I'll be like, yeah, we're reading this Ruby fanfic. And we're doing this anime stuff, so I have to let them know.
The Ruby episodes are actually doing pretty well because I've been leaking them to the actual Discord of the JPDE.
Oh, okay.
So that's how. Those are probably like the best episodes I've put out in terms of views.
Alright.
Links will also be in the description to both of my channels. I am also working on a new project with a friend of mine, another friend that's not on part of the podcast. I think he might have been in one episode of the podcast at one point, way back in before the episodes even hit double digits.
Yeah.
Before we did the roll call stuff and the notes.
Yeah.
But on my second channel, it's going to be like, we're going to be talking about different monsters from different media.
Oh, alright.
Sorry, Bailey, you're not part of it.
Like Cthulhu.
That's actually on the list.
Yeah, but you gotta say his alien name. That's how they say it.
Oh, you got stuff on your shoulder. I got it for you.
Ah, okay.
But yeah, so don't forget to subscribe for that and all the other stuff.
Yeah.
A ding, a ding, a ding, a ding.
Dong. Dong. My uvulas is like dong dong.
Ding.
I'm the Mad Scientist. Mad Scientist out.
See everyone. You gotta let Crocus.
Bye. Bye.